Wagner, President and CEO of Balmoral Resources. That's BAR on the Toronto Exchange. Darin, how are you?
Oh, we're great. We're really happy. We've got a lot of exciting things going on and happy to be here at the show.
Well, I heard your presentation yesterday, and I thought it was just what I needed to hear to understand what's going on. Why don't you give me a quick repeat of that about what you've done in the last year or so?
Sure. All we've done in the last year is make a brand new Ni-Cu-PGE discovery that we just reported out on. Enhance the gold discovery up at Martin with the most recent intercepts being over 1,100 grams over nearly 5 meters, and seen the stock price rise 250, 300% since the start of the year. So, we're in a really strong position right now. We're well financed. We're about to roll the drills back out on the property and start filling up people's inboxes with good news again.
Do you know about how many holes you drilled, numbers of meters, just some stats like that come off the top of your head?
Yeah, we probably drilled about 12,500, 13,000 meters last year, and we're looking to do at least that, if not more, on the back of the nickel discovery, adding into that. So we can do at least that this year.
How many projects would that be, or how many targets would that be drilling on?
Probably just on 3. So we're a group that focuses on high grade assets. So the high grade system at Martin will see a fair bit of drilling this summer as it moves towards its first resource. The new discovery, the high grade Ni-Cu-PGE discovery at Grasset, which is about 40 kilometers away, still part of the same project, we'll also see a fair bit of drilling, and that's the one that could really grow quickly. And then we have a couple of other targets, new targets we generated in that same general area that we'll be getting some holes into this summer too.
Well, from your perspective, comments on the market, what are you seeing in terms of costs for drilling and people and those kind of things? There's got to be some benefit, people looking for work, but tell me what's really going on.
Rock bottom. We probably haven't seen drill costs like this for better part of 14, 15 years down this low. You drive through the yards in Timmins and Val-d'Or, and there's a lot of drills sitting idle. You look at the news releases on a daily basis, there's nobody drilling. And if you're not drilling, you're not giving your shareholders a chance. So I think, if you're out there looking for things to invest in, that's test number one. Look them in the eye, and are you drilling this summer? Are you out there? Do you believe in what you're doing? And we obviously do.
So tell me, how much do you have in the treasury? How many shares outstanding? What's your plan for the next year as far as scope of drill programs?
Right. Yeah, so that we've got about $7.6 million in the treasury right now. We've got warrants that expire in October. They're in the money. They drag in about another 1.7, so call it on the order of 9.3 million in the treasury. So we're well situated on that front. Exploration budget for the balance of the year probably on the order of $4.5 million. So you still come out of the end of the year in a strong position. Share price is strong, so you are quote unquote financeable as well. And on top of that, so I just think we're perfectly situated with all these strong results coming, with the strong move in the share price, with some momentum behind us in what is otherwise a very, very quiet market. So you do kind of stand out a little bit from the crowd when it's like that.
Well, I'm not good at the math here, but if you're doing more holes or more meters drilled than last year, $4.5 million, it seems like you spend more than $4.5 million last year?
We would have over the course of the year. Now we've already run one program earlier this year, obviously a winter program, so that we did spend about $3 million. So we'll be on track more or less for the same level of expenditure as last year, just be a little bit different focused with the nickel added in now on top of the gold. But it gives a nice two-tier diversity, especially with the nickel market doing what it's doing right now.
Are there any concerns about a different kind of metal you're going after, given that you've kind of been known for gold, now you're doing Ni-Cu-PGEs? Does that cause any concern?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I've got a background in that. I did 7 years with a company called Platinum Group Metals as the principal geologist there. A couple of years on the nickel side when I was working for Cominco. So we've got lots of in-house experience there. And for our shareholders, I think it's more about creating value through opportunity than it is specifically tied to a metal. I think if the nickel thing wants to drive the share price, I think the shareholders will be happy if we go and spend a few dollars doing that. So.
What should investors be looking for in the next year as far as news flow, catalyst? What should they be looking out for?
I think just continued growth in the assets. I think really that's our focus right now. Strong high-grade systems like this at Martin and the new one at Grasset, you just want to see these things grow. And so we'll fill up your inboxes with news about the growth on the assets. Eventually you're heading out towards a resource, but really right now you're still in growth mode. And that's always, you know, for me personally anyways, that's the most exciting time for the company, is when those assets are growing. By the time we get to a resource, we've pretty much outlined what they are for you already. So it's really about the growth, and that's obviously what can drive the share price forward.
So you're talking about growth that's seen through drilling, not necessarily by establishing resource economic documents, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think we're still too early for that. I think we're still, all of the zones that we're working on are still open in multiple directions. So you really, you know, until you start putting parameters around them and understand, you know, the scale and the size, there's not a lot of point in starting to wrap any kind of economics around them until you know what you've got. And that's kind of the phase we're in. So everything is growing, everything's getting bigger, and everything is strong. So, you know, it's just go make them bigger, baby, and you know, let's put our arms around how big these things can be.
Well, Darin, thank you so much for your time. It's good to see you again.
All right, yeah, thanks a lot, Mike.